Are you eligible for a 10-year residence indefinite leave to remain? Today's video update will discuss the 10-year residence ILR and how to apply for it. Have you continuously lived 10 years lawfully in the UK? The first query to ask is regarding your absences from the UK. Have you travelled out of the UK for above 540 days during these 10 years? Have you been absent for 6 months or above at a single stretch from the UK? The following question is if you have consistently made timely applications to prolong your leave to remain. Has the Home Office ever returned your application as invalid? It might have appeared insignificant at the time, but it might have caused you to be an overstayer, even though you might not have known about it. So, have you ever been an overstayer? If your immigration history is beyond reproach, and absences from the United Kingdom do not surpass 540 days in 10 years, you are qualified to apply for indefinite leave to remain. So what are the application requirements for ILR, which is established on 10 years long residence? The application is subject to the following conditions. 1. Ceaseless legal residence. No interruptions in the legality of stay, except for any periods of overstaying of up to 28 days, before the 24th of November 2016, or overlooking periods of overstaying, after the 24th of November 2016, if leave was however granted after this date under paragraph 39E of the Immigration Rules. 2. Absences from the United Kingdom should not surpass 18 months in total, during the 10 years or 6 months consecutively. Continuous residence is not interrupted if the applicant left the UK while bearing a valid leave to remain and returned to the United Kingdom within 6 months with a valid leave to enter, or in the situation where the applicant left the UK after the expiry of the visa but reapplied for entry clearance in less than 28 days of expiry and before the 24th of November 2016 and re-entered the United Kingdom within 6 months of departing the country. 3. There are no considerations of public interest that would convert a grant of indefinite leave undesirable. 4. Good character. 5. Successfully completing the English language and life in the UK tests. Now let's look at what good character requirements are for ILR applications. Good character requirements, as per paragraph 322, 1c of the Immigration Rules, are subject to the following conditions. 1. Good character condition cannot be fulfilled where the individual was convicted of a criminal offence and sentenced to imprisonment of 4 years or more. 2. Where the applicant had been convicted of a criminal offence and sentenced to imprisonment of 12 months or more but less than 4 years, the conviction is considered finished after 15 years from the end of the sentence. 3. Convictions punished by imprisonment of lower than 12 months are deemed spent after 7 years from the end of the sentence. 4. Within 24 months from the date on which the application for indefinite leave to remain is determined, there should be no convictions or admissions of liability punished by a non-custodial sentence or any out-of-court disposal which would be recorded in the applicant's criminal record. Let's find out now what public interest considerations are. In complement to the good character conditions, public interest considerations contain personal history, conduct, character, associations and employment record. This rule permits the decision-maker a more exhaustive use of discretion and may potentially guide to rejection on a basis not explicitly described in the Immigration Rules. Dependents of applicants for indefinite leave to stay under the long residence rule. It is vital to remember that dependents have no requirements to be incorporated in the application for settlement through the long residence rule. It is strongly recommended that you pursue legal advice before applying, since there is no general rule that covers dependents of the applicants through the long residence rule, and each scenario demands individual consideration. Let's move on towards finding out about the right of appeal against refusal of applications for indefinite leave to remain that is based on long residence. Applications for indefinite leave to remain, based on 10 years long residence use human rights, private life established in the UK. A refusal of such an application usually holds the right of appeal to an immigration tribunal. Individuals eligible for indefinite leave to remain, on more than one ground, for instance, having completed 5 years in the relevant PBS category, and having reached 10 years long lawful residence at a stretch, would aid from legal advice on slight advantages and disadvantages of either route. The one that would hold the right of appeal, in case of refusal, would be less advantageous for dependents, and will not be the desired option on some occasions. So, when should you apply? Applications can be made up to 28 days before completing the qualifying 10-year period. Applications submitted earlier would generally be refused. What's the cost to apply? If you're an applicant for indefinite leave to remain, ILR, the fee would be £2,389. You would also require to pay £19.20 for your biometrics. If you're an applicant for the extension of your leave to remain, the fee would be £1,033. You would be required to pay £19.20 for your biometrics. How long will it take for the decision of the application? If you utilize the standard service, you could receive a decision within 6 months. However, you can apply for the super priority service, which charges an additional fee of £800, to receive a decision on your application by the end of the next working day, once you attend the biometrics appointment. Working days are Monday to Friday, and does not include bank holidays. Other application options for further leave to remain. Suppose an application for indefinite leave to remain might not be successful, either because of the knowledge of language and life requirement, or the good character requirement. The applicant might consider applying for an extension of leave to remain, based on the continuous lawful residence 10 years. We have reached the end of today's video update. Like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for watching.